अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नवाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज गयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। मोक्ष मार्गस्य नेतारं पेतारं कर्म भूभृताम् ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तद्गुणलब्धये। Acharya Uma Swami's Tattvarth Sutra, and in that we had covered 6th chapter, in which influx in general was discussed, and the main part was the what are the sentiments by which the 8 types of karmas are bonded. So that was in the 6th chapter. Then 7th chapter is about auspicious influx. Okay, so we are discussing now auspicious influx. Today we are going to start with the 3rd sutra. It is about contemplative reflections, bhavnas. Okay, so 3 to 8. So all these woes and those woes are having contemplative reflections. Okay, so from 3 to 8, you have the textbook with you? Okay,
Yes, sir.
you can start reading the 3rd.
I have got the Hindi textbook, sir. We don't have English textbook.
Okay.
We've got the Hindi textbook only, sir.
Okay, so let me just share it. 7th, no? Jinali, you have English printout?
So no, I have Hindi only.
No, printout. You have
No,
to take,
no, I don't have a printout, sir.
because recently only I shared the PDF of the English one. Okay, then I am reading only. Contemplative reflections, that is bhavnas, in order to maintain firmness in the observance of the said 5 vrats, okay, vows, the practitioner cultivates the following contemplative reflections. Okay, so these are bhavnas. 3 to 8. For sutra number 3, for the firmness of each of the said vows, there are 5 contemplative reflections, 5 bhavnas. First one, Vachan Gupti, that is restraint of speech. Okay, so first we are discussing the 5 bhavnas of each vrat. So first vrat is Ahinsanu vrat, Ahimsa vrat. Okay, it could be Ahimsa means non-violence, woe of non-violence. It could be partial also, and it could be complete also. Okay, so if it is considered for a householder, it will be partial woe of non-violence, and if it is for a monk, it would be complete woe of non-violence. So there are 5 contemplative reflections on this woe of non-violence. The first one is Vachan Gupti, restraint of speech. The second is Manogupti, restraint of mind. The third is Irya Samiti, careful movement. Then the fourth is Adan Nikshepsan Samiti, care in lifting and placing objects. Then fifth is Alok Pan Bhojan, eating with proper lighting, eating only during daytime. Okay. So these are 5 contemplative reflections of the woe of non-violence. Are you able to connect in Hindi?
Yes, sir. It's Panch Samiti, Tran Gupti that we are learning.
No,
Panch Samiti. Is this Panch Samiti?
no, it is not about Path Samiti. These are the 5 bhavna of Ahinsanu Vrat. Woe
Sir,
of,
is it the same chapter? I mean, in the Hindi also?
yeah, 7th chapter.
Seventh chapter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sutra number 3 to 8 we are discussing now. So this is 4th, Sutra number 4. Okay. Then Sutra number 5 is woe of truthfulness. So again 5 bhavna of woe of truthfulness. Okay. Renunciation of anger. Krodh pratyakyan. Pratyakyan means tyag. Renunciation. So renunciation of anger. Then renunciation of greed. Renunciation of fear. Renunciation of mockery or jest. That is hasya pratyakyan. And the last one is anuvichi bhasan. Abstaining from slanderous speech. Okay. So our speech should be according to the scriptural view of reality. Okay. Concentrate on the conceptual, structural, scriptural view of reality. That is called abstaining from slanderous speech. These are the 5 contemplative reflections of the Satyavrat, vow of truthfulness. The 6th one is woe of non-stealing. 5 contemplative reflections on woe of non-stealing. So the first is Sunya Gravas, dwelling in uninhabited places. The second is Vimochitavas, residing only where permission is granted. The third is Paropar Dhakarna, avoiding obstructions to others. The fourth is Bheksha Shuddhi, purity in alms. And the last one is Sadharmi Samvad, non-deception towards fellow aspirants, or it is like avoiding arguments with fellow aspirants or co-religionist.
So
Okay.
purity in arms in
Bheksha Shuddhi. Bheksha Shuddhi.
ARMS or ALMS?
ALMS. भिक्षा लेते ना मुनिराज.
Okay. Arms. ठीक
Yeah.
है.
And the last one is Sadharma Visamvad, non-deception towards fellow aspirants. Means avoiding arguments with fellow aspirants. These are the 5 contemplative reflections of the woe of non-stealing. Now the 7th sutra, woe of celibacy. Okay, 5 bhavnas of woe of celibacy. Renunciation of listening to stories that generate attachment towards woman. Second, renunciation of gazing at the attractive features of woman. Third, renunciation of remembering past sensual enjoyments. Fourth one, renunciation of supreme and desired taste. And the fifth one, renunciation of adorning one's own body. Okay. So these are the 5 contemplative reflections of the vow of celibacy. These we are just reading the sutras. Now it will be explained. The explanation is coming up. Sutra number 8. Renunciation of attachment, that is rag, and dvesh, aversion, respectively, in relation to the object of senses, pleasant and unpleasant objects. Okay. So, rag in pleasant objects and dvesh in pleasant objects, that we should renounce. That is what vow of non-possession states. Okay. These are the 5 bhavnas, contemplative reflections of the aparigraha vrat, vow of non-possessions. Now each will be explained. First coming up is the 4th sutra's explanation. The nature of vachan gupti, restraint of speech, restraint of mind, careful movement, iriya samiti, adan nikshepsam samiti, care in lifting and placing, will be explained in the Samvar Adhikar, 9th section, 9th chapter. And carefully examining food and drink before consumption is called alokit pan bhojan, mindful eating and drinking. That means you should eat in the daytime, and your kitchen should have ample sunlight. Okay. So if small insects come up also, you are able to notice it. Okay. So basically you are not indulging in violence. So these are the 5 bhavnas of vow of non-violence. Now the 5th sutra, still it's continuing vow of non-violence only. In this Asrav Adhikar, chapter of influx, these are in the form of bhavna, that is contemplation. And in the Samvar Nijara Adhikar, chapter on stoppage and shedding, they manifest as transformation. So this is the difference. Since this is a chapter of influx, auspicious influx, so these are in the form of bhavna. Bhavna is again an auspicious contemplation. Okay. And in the Samvar Nijra Adhikar, chapter on stoppage and shedding, they manifest as transformation. So there actually there is a transformation of stoppage and shedding. Okay. But here it is an auspicious sentiment only. And auspicious sentiment also binds karma. Okay. So we are just discussing the influx of auspicious karma, how it takes place. Okay. The next, sutra number 5. The meaning of pratyakhan is renunciation. So Priyanka ji, you can share the 7th chapter. Yeah.
She must be driving, sir. Might be.
Oh, you are on mute only.
Yeah, she's on mute.
Okay. Okay. The meaning of pratyakhan is renunciation. Renunciation means tyag. Thus, the cultivation of renunciation of krodh, anger, renunciation of greed, renunciation of fear, renunciation of laughter. This is the intention. Anuvichi bhashan means faultless speech. means speech according to the scriptures. Okay. These are the 5 bhavnas of Satyavrat, vow of truth. Here all of these are in the form of bhavna, and in the Samvar Nijaradhikar they manifest as transformation. So same as the 4th sutra. Okay. The next is the explanation on the 6th sutra. Mountain, cave, and a tree hollow, etc. are sunyagra, vacant abodes. Vacant abodes are those where no one resides, you know. So mountain, cave, there is nobody. Then the hollowness of the tree, there also nobody is there. So residing in him, this is called sunya, sunya gravas, dwelling in a solitary abode. This is the first one. The second one. So we are discussing here sixth sutra. What was about sixth sutra? Sixth was
Shunya, sir.
woe of
Shunya.
non-stealing. Yeah. Woe of non-stealing. Okay. So this is like mountain, cave, and tree hollow are generally available in the forest. Okay. So there is no question of stealing. So monks only take abodes in such places. Okay. So they are not doing any kind of theft. Okay. So because they are having a woe on non-stealing. Okay. Woe of non-stealing. So they take abodes in such place which are very common. It does not belong to anybody. Okay. The second one is residing, okay. Living in a house abandoned by others is called vimochitavas, residence in a relinquished place. So somebody already has left that place, so they reside in those places. So again, it does not indulge into stealing. Okay. The third one, non-obstructing others from staying is non-hindrance towards others. Fourth one, taking alms in accordance with the procedure prescribed in the conduct scripture is purity in receiving alms. And fifth one, not engaging in disagreement such as this is mine, that is yours with fellow ascetics is sadharmi visamvad. Okay. Non-dispute with co-religionist. These are the 5 bhavnas of the vow of non-stealing. Okay. Now we will discuss 5 bhavnas of vow of celibacy. That is sutra number 7, explanation of sutra number 7. Renunciation of listening to stories that generate attachments towards women. Renunciation of gazing at the attractive features of women. Third one, renunciation of remembering former sensual pleasures. Fourth one, renunciation of supreme and desired states, taste. Fifth one, renunciation of adorning one's own body. These are the 5 bhavnas of vow of celibacy. So these are all auspicious sentiments. These are a cause of auspicious bondage. Okay. Now explaining the 8th one. It is regarding aparigraha vrat. Woe of
Rag Dvesh.
pardon?
Rag Dvesh.
Yeah. Renunciation of rag, dvesh upon encountering desirable and undesirable touch, taste, smell, vision, and ear. Okay. So all these are 5 senses. So renunciation of attachment and aversion upon encountering desirable or undesirable, pleasant or unpleasant 5 sense objects object of touch, taste, smell, vision, and hearing. Okay. The 5 object of the 5 senses, such as touch, etc. These are to be known as the 5 bhavnas of the woe of non-possession. Okay. Priyanka, are you there? She has messaged that she is driving.
No,
Okay.
I guess I just
Acha,
assume
acha.
because
Okay,
she's
okay.
not answering.
Okay.
So must be she, because you can't talk while driving in Dubai and
Yes,
all.
yes, yes. Very risky. Okay, no problem.
The speed is 160 there, sir. You can't
Oh.
even the maximum you can't go slow. People will climb over you if you go slow.
Yes, yes. They have different lanes for different kinds of speed.
Yeah.
Now, sutra number 9 to 12, some other important reflections. Okay. That is कुछ अन्य महत्वपूर्ण भावनाएं. Okay. Page number 268 in your textbook, Hindi textbook. Okay. In addition to the 25 reflection related to the 5 woes mentioned earlier, there are also some other such reflections which support both Anuvrats and Mahavrats and which encourage their observance. Okay. These are as follows. Sutra number 9. One should contemplate that the 5 sins, violence, etc., are destructive and disgraceful, both in this world and the next world. Okay. So this was sutra number 9. Then the 10th, what it says, violence and the other 4 sins are destructive and condemnable in this world and in the next, which should be the reflection. So first one was about 5 sins and the next one is about violence. The next one, 11th, one should cultivate the feeling of friendliness towards all living beings. Cultivate appreciative admiration towards the virtuous. गुणी जनों के प्रति हर्ष. Okay. Third one, compassion towards those who are suffering. Karuna bhav. The fourth one, madhyasth bhav. Equanimity towards the arrogant and ill-behaved. Sutra number 12. In order to develop detachment and spiritual urgency, detachment is vairagya and spiritual urgency is samveg. One should constantly reflect upon the nature of the world and the physical body. Okay. So if you understand the nature of the world, automatically you will develop detachment to it, because all this world is transitory. There is nothing permanent in this universe. Okay. So everything keeps on moving, transforming. So automatically you develop a feeling of detachment. And the other is the physical body. So this physical body also we keep on changing. Okay. Depending on the age, we remain in this body, and at the end of our age, we leave this body and move to another body. So these also develop a feeling of detachment and spiritual urgency. Okay. The intention or engagement in actions such as killing someone, causing suffering, or inflicting various forms of harm not only leads to downfall in future birth, but also results in fatal suffering in this very life. Because the one whom you wish to hurt or kill may, even in self-defense, respond in kind. Moreover, the government or the state also deals strictly with the violent, with life imprisonment or even the death penalty. Therefore, one must constantly strive to avoid violence and violent tendency. We should continuously cultivate the sentiment that such harmful intention towards others should never arise in our heart. Likewise, we should also reflect and develop the disposition that falsehood, theft, unchaste conduct, accumulation of possession should never occur in our lives. And even the intention of such sinful action should never arise in our minds. Our well-being, our well-being lies precisely in this. So these sinful actions like violence and the intention behind them are nothing but suffering. They are sorrow themselves and cause of sorrow. So if we indulge in such activities, we are going to suffer in our future life. They bring distress to oneself and to others. No one has ever truly benefited from them in the past, nor will anyone ever benefit in the future. We should constantly develop the sentiment that a feeling of universal friendship should always remain in our heart for all living beings in the world, and that there should never be hostility or enmity towards anyone. So this is about Maitri Bhavna. You can see on page number 269 in the middle. Rajeshri ji, हमें
No, sir,
निरंतर
my book shows 137. There's no 268 in my book, sir. There's only 137. This book.
Oh, you have this book. You have one
Hmm.
more book like this.
That is by Hukum Chandji.
That is what we are following.
Oh, you're following that book?
Yeah.
Okay. I had
So,
this book. Okay, I'll bring that book. Yeah.
269, page number 269, middle paragraph. You have Jinali that textbook, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Should
in
I
the
read, sir?
you will read from Hindi?
या सर
Okay, you
ये
read it.
हिंसादि पाप और पाप भाव दुख स्वरूप ही है, दुख के ही हैं, दुख के ही कारण हैं, स्वयं को दुख देने वाले हैं और पर को भी दुख देने वाले हैं। इनसे न आज तक किसी का भला हुआ है और न कभी होने वाला ही है। हमें निरंतर ऐसी भाना चाहिए कि जगत के समस्त जीवों से मेरा सदा ही मैत्री भाव रहे, किसी से भी बैर विरोध न हो। गुणीजनों के प्रति मेरे हृदय में सदा ही प्रमोद भाव जागृत रहे, उन्हें देखकर उनके प्रति सम्मान भाव जागृत होना चाहिए। जगत में जो जीव दुखी दिखाई दे, उनके प्रति निष्कारण करुणा भाव जागृत
269.
होना चाहिए। उनका दुख दूर करने का न केवल भाव होना चाहिए, अपितु यथासंभव प्रयास भी करना चाहिए। जो लोग हमसे बैर भाव रखते हैं, अविनयी हैं, उद्दंड हैं, उनसे भी हमें माध्यस्थ भाव रखना चाहिए, क्योंकि किसी से भी लड़ने झगड़ने से कुछ भी होने वाला नहीं है। यदि हम अपनी शांति भंग नहीं करनी है, निराकुल भाव से रहना है, अपना स्वाध्याय आदि कार्य में निर्धन रूप से लगे रहना है, तो विपरीत वृत्ति वालों से माध्यस्थ भाव रखना ही श्रेष्ठ है। सामायिक पाठ में भी आता
Leave
है।
it. Let's keep that one. Okay. So I will just repeat in English. So there are 4 types of contemplations, Maitri, Pramod, Karuna, Madhyastha. So we should constantly develop the sentiment that a feeling of universal friendship should always remain in our heart for all living beings in the world, and that there should never be hostility or enmity towards anyone. So this is called Maitri Bhavana. The next in the sequence is Pramod Bhavana. A feeling of appreciative reverence should always remain awakened in my heart towards the virtuous. Okay. Virtuous means Gunijano. Gunijano. Okay. Those who are above our stage. On seeing them, there should arise a respectful and admiring disposition. The third is Karuna Bhav. For those beings who appear to be suffering in the world, there should arise a spontaneous feeling of compassion. Not only should we feel moved by their suffering, but we should also, to the best of our ability, make efforts to elevate it. The fourth one, Badhyast, towards those who harbor hostility towards us, who are undisciplined or offensive, we should maintain an attitude of equanimity. Quarreling and fighting with anyone leads nowhere. So we should never develop a feeling of aversion to this kind of people. Okay. On the contrary, we should maintain an attitude of equanimity, madhyasthita. Okay. If we wish to preserve our own peace, live in a state of composure, and remain undisturbed in our pursuit, such as scriptural study and self-discipline, then maintaining equanimity towards those with opposing disposition is indeed the most beneficial. You know, the logic is that whatever we experience, we bind comes according to that. Somebody may be very hostile towards us, but if we have a feeling of equanimity towards him, then automatically we only manifest auspicious sentiments. Okay. So we should not develop a feeling of aversion to them. If we develop a feeling of aversion to them, then we will be binding inauspicious karmas. Okay.
So Jinupriya ji has come. She can share.
You can share. I'll make you a host, Jinpriya.
If she's there. Mhm.
Sir, I can share also.
Okay. So I'll make you a host. Yeah. So we are on to page number 4 of 19. Okay. Okay. The next we are skipping. There is a reference from Samaik regarding that, and it's a repetition only. So we will move on to the Sutra number 12. It starts from page number 5 of 19, and in Hindi version, it would be page number 217. हम इस दुखमयी संसार से निरंतर, second last paragraph. Okay. We must remain constantly fearful of this dukhmayi sansar and let our vairagya is detachment, steadily attain firmness. Okay. To do this, we should keep reflecting upon the true nature of this world and also the nature of the body, which is transitory, shanbangur, okay, and merely a vessel of filth such as malmutra. Okay. So there is nothing attractive in the body. Okay. It's just a mass of filth. Okay. And it's very temporary. This world is this world is truly a house of suffering. Nowhere in it does anyone appear genuinely happy. Even the state of the body is such that it is not fit to dwell in even for a moment. In this way, the feeling of samveg and vairagya. Vairagya is detachment and samveg is spiritual urgency. Must continually deepen within our heart. Okay. So this was about 9 to 12 sutras. Now the next paragraph is just a footnote, so that we are going to skip. Now we are moving on to the sutra number 13 to 17. Hinsa adi
Sorry,
पांच पापों का
sorry,
स्वरूप.
sir. Sorry, sir, to interrupt. Sir, who is sharing? I'm not clear.
You are sharing. I have made you a host.
Okay,
No,
okay. I
you've
thought
done
Jinpriya ji
Jinpriya ji,
also.
sir. You've done Jinpriya ji, sir.
Jin Priya did not respond. No, I think she
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Sorry, just apologies. Which is it
Sorry,
the
sir.
new document?
I joined from the mobile, so I was not able to unmute also.
Okay, okay, no
Just now it
problem.
got, yeah,
No
sorry.
problem, no problem. I understand. So it is
Okay.
page number 5 of 19, chapter number 7.
So 1 second. Sir,
It-
which document is it? Is it the most recent document that was shared on WhatsApp?
No, 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 no. It was shared a few days ago. Maybe on Monday I shared.
So is it chapter 6, Tatvar Sutra?
No, 7, chapter 7.
It's chapter
Before that.
Okay. Chapter 7 I have.
Yeah,
I'll share groups. I'll share on the link. And so which page are we on?
page number 5. So now we are moving on to sutra number 13 to 17. The nature of the 5 sins beginning with hinsa. Now the nature of the 5 sins, so everywhere it is written transgressions, but it should be sins.
Okay, so sir, this is chapter number 7, page 271,
In
PDF
Hindi,
140.
you are talking about Hindi or English?
English, sir.
English will be page number 5. So there
No,
are
sir,
only
in that,
19 pages in the chapter number 7.
yes, sir, in that document, that Google Doc, sir, if we go as per the table, the
No, no, no.
first one,
You are looking at the wrong document. You just see chapter number 7, which has got only 19 pages. I will tell you when I shared. I will share it again.
no, sir, I have the right document. Just the way it is opening up. Sorry, let me open up the PDF. Maybe I'll.
Chapter 7, this one. Yeah, I have shared this one, okay, in the group.
Yes, I opened that only.
Yeah, page number 271 in Hindi.
Okay. Yes. So I'll share now. Thank you. Apologies, everyone, for the confusion. I'll share.
No problem. The nature of the 5 sins beginning with ahimsa. Now the nature of the 5 sins beginning with hinsa. Hinsa means violence, is clarified. So sutra number 13 says, Pramat yogat pranavya paroparanam hinsa. That means, let it be noted that the term Pramat Yogat is introductory and indicative. It is to be joined with the beginning of each of the 5 aphorisms regarding the sins. Okay, it's written transgression, but we have to correct it and put it as sins. Accordingly, the meaning of the 5 aphorisms is as follows. By the influence of negligence, taking away the life of a living being is hinsa, violence. Okay. Similarly, by the influence of pramad, speaking untruth is falsehood. By the influence of pramad, taking what is not given is theft. By the influence of pramad, engaging in sexual activity is sensual indulgence. By the influence of negligence, pramad is negligence. Possessiveness arising from deluded attachment is accumulation. So these are the sutras. Now each sutra is being explained. Okay. So first is 13. Pramad is the state accompanied by passions. Kashai means passions. The essential meaning is that under the influence of passions, causing separation of one's or others' vitalities. Okay. Vitalities means it's a physical kind of violence on somebody or on the self. Okay. Second one, speaking untruth, stealing, indulgence in sexual acts, and indulging in sensual acts, and accumulating or holding possession are respectively the sins of violence, falsehood, theft, unchastity, and possessions. Okay. So these are the 5 sins, and that is what it is being discussed here. Now, in the next page, we are on to the 6th page. You are not able to share, Priyanka?
No, sir, it's asking me for all kinds of special permissions. So just allow me one more minute. I'm working this through.
First, you have to download and then I think you can share.
Sir, I've downloaded, it's opening in Google Docs, and then typically this is how I share, but this time it's
Oh,
asking me special permissions like access to all my contacts and photos and
no,
everything.
if you download it, then I think they won't ask for Google permissions.
Okay, so give
No,
If
me
you
no,
are
now, sir,
directly,
everything has
i-
changed, sir.
okay,
Everything, Google and all have really become very bad. They want permission for everything. You must give the photos, you must give your contacts, then only they allow you for further.
nowadays they are doing
Now
like
it's
that.
become very
And they are
strict.
also asking permission that whatever is there in your mobile that they can copy.
Yeah, they can copy and they want to take our photographs also. They want to have a contacts of all our contacts. They want, so it's becoming very difficult nowadays.
Hmm.
I'm just trying because I did that previously, as a through my phone and iPad both. For
Okay.
some reason, I was very confident I'll share. Earlier I was driving, sir, so I don't know, something's not right. Like it's not sharing my screen.
Okay.
Sir, we'll continue. If it happens, then sir, definitely
Yeah.
I'll
Okay. I'm sending you the
PDF, sir. You can send me. That would be
yeah, I am
wonderful.
sending you the PDF.
Yeah, PDF. It will open then.
So I've shared in the group. You can access from there.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, this is docx, what you've sent.
So you just open it up, no? It will open. It's a PDF only.
Um, okay.
It's a PDF?
No, sir. It's not a PDF. That's why it's not opening. It's a docx. And
Acha.
I've tried
I
opening
think
through
I
Cat.
think somebody there was some problem in the Google Docs for the translation team. So I think that
I
may
had
be
the same problem, sir. When
okay.
you asked something, that day I couldn't actually connect with that person also, but I was trying, the same problem
So I
happened.
have now learned that scheme. You can call me after the class. I can explain you how to do it.
Okay, sir.
So it is like that. You have to take the screenshot of the text, okay, and then you have to go to the chat GPT, and then you have to click for the photos, and if you attach that photo there, they will translate it into English. So we have to do it individually, one page at a time. It is
So,
not
sir, So, sir, for now, as you are saying, I'll take a picture, screenshot of this text, and then
Yeah.
I'll just share
So you are
screenshot.
having the English text, no?
Sir, I have the English one, yeah.
Ah. So I am talking about the Hindi. So like you have got the original book in Hindi, right? So you have to take a
Yeah,
screenshot of that page and
yeah.
then put it on Chat GPT. It will automatically translate into English.
Wow, okay.
So no problem. Let's continue with. I'm reading only from the textbook,
Sure, sir.
English textbook. You can ideally you have to take a printout. Then only you will be able to track it. So uh, give me one more day's time. I think there is some problem in the Google Docs, so they were sorting it out. But I'll get you because I took a printout from the Xerox guy. So I sent him that file only, and he could take the printout. So now I think they have stopped the access. Okay.
For me, I don't take printouts, sir, because then, like, for me, digitally, I do a lot of
Yeah,
studying.
yeah. You are more familiar with digital. Like most of the youngsters, they do that way only. Even they write commentaries on that and everything on their tab only. But I
Exactly.
am very comfortable with physical books and physical printouts only because I have to write some words, meaning, and everything. So it works for me like that only. No problem. A soul commits sin under the influence of passions, but under the sway of delusion, it commits the gravest sins. Okay. So passions, a soul commits sin under the influence of passion, but the greatest sin is the delusion. Hence, this violence, etc., sins are smaller sins, but delusion is the greatest sin. Okay. Another perspective in this is this: pramad arises from the combination of 5 factors. Okay. 4 types of frivolous speech. Frivolous speech means non-religious talks. So it's given here. I will explain you what are these 4 types of frivolous speech. First one is talks of women. Okay. Second one is talks of food. Third one is political talks. And the fourth one is talks on thief. Okay. So these are the 4 frivolous speech, vikatha, 4 vikatha. Then the next is 4 passions: anger, pride, deceit, and greed. Then the next third one is dependence to the 5 senses. So these 5 senses are touch, taste, smell, sight, and hearing. Okay. So uh, okay. Uh, so, so 4 vikatha, 4 kashais, 5 senses. The fourth one is sleep. And the fifth one is affection. Okay. All these 4 into 4 into 5 into 1 into 1, it comes to 80. Okay. So by combining among each other, you can have 80 variations of pramad, that is negligence. Okay. This is explained in the whole page. Now, in the middle of the page, in this way, 5 variants are found by replacing the dominance of the senses. Now then, by replacing the anger with pride while keeping the rest unchanged, 5 more variants are formed. Okay. So similarly, we can have 80-fold forms of negligence. As you already know that the violence, etc., 5 sins remain from the first to the 6th spiritual stage. Okay. From the first to 6th. Beyond 6th, there is no negligence. Okay. Since the presence of negligence continues until that level, until the 6th stage, From 7th stage, there is no negligence. Okay. There are 5 types of influx. Yeah, you are on the right. Further down. There are 5 types of influx, tendency. Okay. Now, if you can enlarge it, it will be better. Make it full page.
I'll try, sir.
Yeah. There are 5 types of influx tendency that serve as the cause of karmic bondage: delusion, non-restraint, negligence, passions, and activity of mind, speech, and body. These are the 5 causes of influx. In the 4th stage of spiritual development, the delusion ceases. In the 5th stage of spiritual development, the non-restraint ceases. In the 7th stage of spiritual development, the negligence ceases. Thus, in negligence, excluding delusion, non-restraint, and sanjwalan passions, mild passions, and the subtle rise of the quasi-passions, all remaining mixed states of passions are referred to as pramad. Yes. I think now this is fine. Yes. For this reason, the 5 sins, it is written here transgression, but you have to change it to sins. The 5 sins that arise due to pramad, that is negligence, exist only up to the 6th stage of spiritual development. Now, we are moving on to sutra number 18 to 21 in the next page. Page number 7. Okay. Definition and classification of woes. You're getting this heading? Yeah, here. Definition and classification of woes. After explaining the nature of 5 sins, now comes the discussion on their renunciation in the forms of woes. Okay. Nishalya vrati. He who is free from salya. What is this salya? Salya is inner torment or disturbance. Okay. He who is free from salya is a woe holder. Okay. So to become a woe holder, you have to get rid of inner disturbance. The next is this householder and renunciant. Okay. So one is a householder and the other one is an ascetic monks. The anuvrat holder means small woe holder. Okay. The small woe holder is the householder, accompanied by the 7 woes. Okay. The first one is directional restraint, digvrati. Second is regional restraint, deshvrati. Avoidance of purposeless harm, anartha dandvrati. Periodic meditation, samayik. Fasting on holidays, prasadupvas. Limitation on consumables and repeated consumables, and sharing with ascetics and guests. Atithi Samvibhag. These are the 7 woes. Okay. So 5 were anuvrat, partial woes, or complete woes. Now this These 5 vows were renunciation of sins. Okay. And the next 3 are called Gun Vrat. And the last 4 are Shiksha Vrat. So 3 plus 4 is 7 is, these are the 7 Shil Vrat. Okay. So in that same page, in the middle, what is called Salya, thorn, is that which causes inner torment or disturbance. There are 3 types of Salya. Okay. Maya. Maya means deceit or hypocrisy. Mithyatva, false belief, wrong views about the nature of reality or faith in false deities, etc. Third is Nidan. Nidan is craving or desire, longing for sense objects. One who is free from these 3 thorn is a true votary. Okay. So you have to get rid of these 3 thorn or inner disturbance to become a true votary. So what is these 7 woes that is been explained here in the bottom? The Digvrat is also referred as Digvrat. Okay.
Sir, this is from 4th Gunasthan to 5th or 5th to 6th.
Which one?
All these vrats we
So
actually
vrats
went
are
through
at 2
in
levels. Vrats are at 2 levels. One is at the, if it is a householder, then he is at the 5th stage. Okay. And those vrats are of minor woes. And if it is if it is related to a monk, then it is a major woes, and that is beyond 6th and 7th stage. Okay. Either it is 6th or 7th stage.
Okay, sir.
So when passions become subdued, a householder sets spatial boundaries. Okay. So these 12 vrats could be, these 12 vrats are of a votary are related to a householder only. Okay. Because monks have different kinds of vrat, you know. Digvrat, when passions become a subdued, a householder sets spatial boundaries for their movements based on renowned locations in the 10 directions and strictly observes them throughout life. This is known as Digvrat. Okay. So he sets limit, like I will not go beyond Kanyakumari in the south, not beyond Kashmir in the north. Okay. Not beyond Ahmedabad in the west, and not beyond Kolkata in the east. So these are 4 major boundaries. And then there are 4 northeast, southeast, southwest, like that. So 4 plus 4, 8. Then one is the limit regarding the height, and one is the limit regarding the depth of the land. So these are the 10 boundaries that a householder sets, and he never goes beyond that throughout his life. So what is the use of by doing this? By doing this, you are limiting your movements. So now if someone tell you, you want to come to US, will say no, because I have set these limits that I cannot go beyond India, right? So this type of limitation helps you in avoiding those kind of restless contemplations. Okay. Then Deshvrat. This refers to voluntarily restricting for a limited time, such as 24 minutes, hour, day, week, or month, the broader spatial range already determined by Digvrat. This conscious reduction of area is termed as Deshvrat. So whatever limits you have taken in Digvrat, that is further refined by limitations of time and area. Okay. So this is called Deshvrat. Then that is Anarth Dand Vrat. Engaging in violence or similar acts without any meaningful purpose is known as Anarth Dand, purposeless injury. So this is very nicely given in Chai Dala. You must have studied fourth Dal. Okay. In the fourth Dal, there are 12 woes of a householder. Under that, this has been explained very nicely. You can refer it once again. Last semester, you had read this Chadala from Vijalji, if you remember. So, renunciation of such act is called Anarth Dand Vrat. Okay. Now, the 4 Siksha Vrat. Okay. The Vrati Shravak, the lay follower, refrains from. Okay. So, this is Anarth Dand Vrat being explained. Okay. The lay follower refrains from purposeless acts such as digging soil, okay, wasting water, lighting fires, steering air, cutting plants. This means they abstain not only from violence towards mobile beings, but also from purposeless harm to immobile ones. Furthermore, their mind does not delight in impulses of attachment or aversion. They remain detached from such tendency. This discipline is what constitutes the Anarth Dand Vrat. Now the 4 Siksha Vrats. First is Samaik Vrat. Equanimity woe. With the abandonment of attachment and aversion towards all objects, the practitioner focuses on equanimity and turns inward towards the true self. This state of inner equilibrium is known as Samaik. When a Vrati Sravak practices this in solitude, at least once every morning, afternoon, and evening, for a minimum duration of 1 Antarmurat, which is approximately 48 minutes, it is known as Samaik Vrat. Okay. So a householder sits 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and performs this Samaik for 48 minutes. The next is Prosad Upvas, fasting. It's a kind of fasting. Is the renunciation of passion, sensual pleasures, and food. Okay. Renunciation not only food, but at the same time renunciation of passions and sensual pleasures, and dwelling close to one's true self. Okay. One's true self means one's own soul is called upvas or fasting. Fasting on each Ashtami and Chaturdasi, every 8th and 14th of the fortnight day, by giving up all forms of activity, is Prosad Upvas. This is practiced in 3 ways. That is fasting on the Parva day completely and taking one time meal on the day before and one time on the day after is supreme Prosad Upvas, supreme fasting. Then second is medium fasting, where you are fasting only on the Parva day, and then there is Jaganya, the lower level of fasting. It is taking only one meal a day, and this is called the lower form of fasting. The next in the sequence is Bhog Upbhog Pariman. Okay. Vrat is the vow to limit the quantity of enjoyment and repeated enjoyment, bhog, upbhog, even within the scope of purpose-driven limited possessions, okay, thus reducing passions. Okay. Next, among the objects of the five senses, those which can be enjoyed once are called bhog, and those which can be enjoyed repeatedly are called upbhog. So this is done. Now the last one, Atiti Samvibhag Vrat is the offering of food through proper procedure by dividing one's own meal among three types of recipients: Muni, monks, ascetic monks; Vrati Sravak. Vrati Sravak is a lay follower or a votary; and Avrati, non-restrained householder. Okay. So these three are the eligible recipients of our Atiti Sambhibhag Vrats. So in earlier days, there used to be joint family, like people were, four brothers, five brothers, their children. So all put together should be around 30, 40, 50 people in a family. So they always stood before their home, waiting to welcome if a monk come to their side. Okay. So monks usually come for their food at 10 o'clock in the morning. So the householder would stay outside his home and wait for the monk to come. And if he sees any monk coming towards their side, he will invite them to come. He will do its worship through 8 substances, and then he will offer him the food in the prescribed manner. So this is called Atiti Sambhibhag Vrat. Like you are not making another food for the monk, but whatever you have prepared for yourself, you are giving some portion from each of you. Okay. So this is called Atiti Sambhibhag Vrat. So this is the end of the 21, and we will continue from 22 towards further. I think there are up to 39 in this chapter in the next week. Okay. So this is class number 26. Okay. Any questions? I would request everyone should take out a printout, but since you have not taken out, and I think that Google Doc is not opening, or it has been sorted, Priyanka ji? You are on mute.
Yes, sir.
You are sharing, Chinpriya?
Hello.
Who is sharing the text?
Priyanka.
Okay. I think she is not able to unmute. So I think if this is sorted is okay. Otherwise, I will send you tomorrow another copy. You can take a printout, those who want to take. And those who are okay with soft copy, they can refer to that also. Okay. But who has
No,
a
sir, but
habit? Yeah.
in the exam, will it be this elaborate or it's going to be the short one? Then we take a printout of what is needed.
So like if you want to understand properly, you have to take this printout, because the short one, the exam purpose will be solved. But to understand in a better way, this is what we have following. Okay. So because the question will be from the sutras only, and sutras are explained in that. Okay. So, but better would be to refer this Tatvarth Mani Pradeep only, and within 2-3 days, I will get you the corrected version also, so that you have to take once for all, one printout will be final printout. Okay. So I have noted down the corrections. I will be getting it done corrected, and then I will get a final copy. That's what I will try. Okay. So you can take a printout of that if you want. Otherwise, you can manage with the soft copy. Today, there was some problem. Even our team leaders are not there. Darshit, Ji and Aditi. So next week we will see to that. Okay. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है। 9 times नमोकार मंत्र।